Morning, student. Today, in the part of history, our topic of discussion is a new conservatism after 1815. After the defeat of Napoleon in 1815, European governments were driven by a spirit of conservatism. The conservatives believed that ancient customs, institutions, and traditions should be preserved. They were of the opinion that the monarchy, the church, social hierarchies, property, and family should be preserved. They never wanted the society to return to the pre revolutionary days. However, they believed that the changes introduced by Napoleon could strengthen the traditional institutions. Napoleon had abolished serfdom, feudalism, and made state power stronger and effective. The victorious countries like England, Russia, Prussia, and Austria met at Vienna, the capital of the Habsburg Empire, to discuss the future of Europe. They had collectively defeated Napoleon and they assembled at Vienna to draw up a settlement for Europe. The delegates drew up the Treaty of Vienna in the year of 1815 and they wanted to undo the changes introduced by Napoleon. The task as was not so easy. The Napoleonic Wars had wiped off many old kingdoms. The main territorial changes were introduced with the view to keep France under check. The new conservative rulers did not want any great upheaval. The territorial changes made at the Congress of Vienna are the points now. The Bourbon dynasty, which was ruling in France before the revolution of 1789, was restored to the throne. France lost the territories which she had annexed under Napoleon. A number of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent French expansion in future. The Kingdom of Netherlands, stronger with Belgium, was set up in the north and Genoa was given to Piedmont to the south. Austria was given Lombardy and Venetia, which were parts of Italy. Then Prussia was given territories on its western frontiers. The German Confederation of 39 states formed by Napoleon was left intact. Prussia was also given part of Saxony. Russia was given the part of Poland. The main aim was to restore the old order and to prevent an upheaval which would challenge the old order. The main objective was to redraw the political map of Europe and settle the issues arising from the French Revolutionary Wars and the Napoleonic Wars. The immediate background was the French defeat and surrender in May 1814, which brought an end to 20 years of continuous war. The conservative governments set up in 1815 were autocratic. They didn't tolerate criticism and dissent and put down activities that questioned the legitimacy of the autocratic governments. Most of the governments introduced strict censorship of the press and controlled the newspapers, books, etc. That reflected the ideas of liberty and freedom. However, the memory of the French Revolution continued to inspire liberal group of people. One of the major issues taken up by the liberal nationalists was the freedom of the press. The revolutionaries during the years following 1815, the fear of repression drove many liberal nationalists underground. Secret societies sprang up in many European states to train revolutionaries and spread their ideas. To be revolutionary at the time meant a commitment to oppose monarchical forms that had been established after the Vienna Congress and to fight for liberty and freedom. Most of these revolutionaries also saw the creation of nation state as a necessary part of the struggle for freedom. So after 1815, these revolutionary peoples tried to started hiding them and continuing their work. After the Vienna Congress, they were fighting for liberty and freedom, and most of these revolutionaries, they were seeking to make the nation state. One such individual was the Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Mazzini, born in Genoa in the year 1807. He became the member of the secret society of the Carbonari. As a young man of 24, he was sent into exile in 1831 for attempting a revolution in Liguria. He subsequently founded two more underground societies. Though he was tortured, he was sent to the jail, exiled, but still he continued his work, and he started two secret societies. The first one is Young Italy in Marseilles, and then the Young Europe in Bern, whose members were like-minded, that is, their thinkings were same, and from Poland, France, Italy, and German states. Mazzini believed that God had intended nations to be the natural units of mankind, that is, nation are the units of mankind, that is, when men together settle there, that can make a nation. So Italy couldn't continue to be the patchwork of small states or kingdoms, and Italy couldn't divide it into small kingdoms thereafter. It had to be forced into a single unified republic within a wider alliance of nations, and after that Italy became unified. This unification alone could be a basis of Italian liberty, and this unification of Italy is the basis of Italian liberty. Following his model, secret societies set up in Germany, France, Switzerland, Poland, and many other countries. Mazzini's relentless opposition to monarchy and his vision of democratic republics frightened the conservatives, and Mazzini's ideas and his popularity, it frightened the conservative people. Metternich described him as the most dangerous enemy of our social order, and Metternich, who was the part of the conservatives, he described that Mazzini is the most dangerous enemy of our social order, that is conservative order. Thank you, and this much for today.